Welcome to Artistic Adventures. We're going to start a fun project today. We're going to make one of my dolls into a Harajuku girl. Today we'll be focusing on the face up, and then in future videos we'll do wigs, clothes, etc. So what's a Harajuku girl? Here's a picture of some. This is an area just outside of Tokyo in Japan where people use wild, eclectic clothes, lots of pastels, but most of all, it's what Japanese call kawaii. And kawaii equals cute. So everything is very cute. Let's get started. I've already taken the makeup off of this Monster High doll. It's a Draculaura. And I've sprayed several coats of this matte medium mixed with a little water through my airbrush onto the doll's face to prep it for the color treatment. And I'm going to be using watercolor pencils as well as some chalk pastels to turn this girl's face into a Harajuku girl face. So I'm using more of the Asian features. Her eyes will be a little different than I normally do. And I'm going to give her a little bit of a saucy look. And she'll be cutting her eyes over to the left a little bit. So as usual, I'm going to use a light brown pencil to sort of map out how I want her face to look in case I make some mistakes. And then it's a little bit easier to get that color off than darker colors. And now I'm going to go ahead and start layering in some darker colors on the eyes, the brows, and the lips. For the brows, I'm using black. Uh, I started with the light brown just to sort of map it out, but I'll be using more darker brown and black. Her eyes are going to be a combination of a golden yellow color on the bottom and a darker brown color up at the top under the lid. And you're going to be able to see the crease of her eyelid. So I'm going to make this more like a person would with real makeup and color the crease a darker color up towards the brow line and then leave the lid of the eye lighter colored. And I'm going to use some pastels to do that. Right now, still layering on color with the black and mostly brown colors on the eyes, and then I'm defining the crease more a little bit there with the brown pencil, putting a little bit more white in the eyes and a little red in the corners. Now I'm going to pull out my chalk pastels, and I'm using a really small brush, and I'm putting a little bit of, I put a little bit of light pink on the lid, and now I'm using this brown color. I'm going to just layer that in on the crease and sort of smudge that up towards the eyebrows. And then I'm going to add some pink to her cheeks with this powder also, with the chalk. Remember when you're doing this using chalks with this, you want to really go light at first because you can get too much on and then you're going to have to take it all off and start over. And that's a real pain in the butt. I'm using some on her lids, a little bit of pink on the lids, a very light pink. And then also I'm using some white on the lids and a little bit of a lighter sort of a tan color up between the brow and that darker crease shadow. And I'm putting a little bit of blue on either side of the nose for the shadow there. And I put a little bit of blue on the outer edges of the brow, of the eyelid. And I did line a little bit with white. I'm going off camera a little bit every once in a while, and I am adding more layers of that matte medium. This helps me to protect what I've already done and also to layer in more deeper colors as I finish the look of this doll. So I'm extending the eyes. I'm winging them out just a little bit to give her more of the Asian features and extending the lip corners up a little bit. I want her to look like she has a little bit of a mischievous smile and just continuing to darken up the features a little bit. And that's pretty much the finished look. As you can see, she's got kind of a cute look, sort of look to the sides, and it'll be even cuter when we get all of her costume and wig on, or as we should say, kawaii, right? For the last step before we put the final matte coating on to protect her face, we're going to put some sparkle in her eye. I'm using this white acrylic paint. I'm just going to pour just a little dab out, and then I'm using a little rounded tip tool to put a couple of dots in her eyes. And that gives her a little sparkle and always a little bit more extra character, I think. After that dried, I took her outside and sprayed her face with 3 coats and let each coat dry before I sprayed her with this matte Krylon UV resistant clear finish. After that dried, then I used the Liquitex Clear Gloss Varnish and put 2 coats on her eyes and her lips. And that gives them a little bit more of the glassy, uh, glistening look that would be perfect for the eyes and the lips. And that's our finished look for our doll. I am going to add some lashes and a couple more things before we complete the project, but I want to put her in her clothes and her wig before I do that so I don't mess them up. So we have lots more coming up: wigs, shoes, outfits, everything. I hope you enjoyed this video and stick with me for the series. Please give me a thumbs up, and as always, subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thanks, and bye.